honesty and power. We ain't looking back. Ruthless rulers fall just like ancient times. Faith in politics, weaving perfect rhymes. All to the Corinthians, let us lay bare. Taking all the light in the political air. From Genesis to Judges, laws on the grind. Seeking truth and peace, leave deceit behind.
I truly believe they are trying to dismantle. They're trying to dismantle civil rights just on a small, ground level. And I'm sitting here like, why don't you clean up these crazy laws that are still on the books today first, and then we'll get around to the other ones maybe.
Well, the thing is, it makes me wonder, do they even know that the laws are still, some of them. I know most of them probably don't even realize the laws are even there. But the fact that they're cataloged, thank God for the internet, but it's there. And
there are a ton of them. Like, we just picked 3 apiece, but there were way more, like over 50, well over 50 from different states and stuff like that. We picked 2 from our state and then just one random out of the 50
Yes.
So what are your 3, sir?
All right. So my 3 is this one, my first 2 is from North Carolina. According to North Carolina General Statute 105-113.107, it's against the law to not pay taxes on any illegal drugs you deal.
So let me get this right. It's illegal to deal drugs, but it's also illegal to not pay taxes on
the drugs you deal. Look, that means my dime bag that I said I got to charge you $12.
Like, taxes, man. Hey, inflation. Inflation, bro. And taxes. Inflation and taxes, man.
Look, we out here.
Times is hard. Times is hard.
I'll be honest with you though, if they really enforce that law, you would really minimize the drug issue in this country, primarily because people will be haggling on drug prices. Be like, look, man, hey, Rollo down the street said I
can get this deuce in a quarter for like $5.15. You up here talking about I got to pay $7.20, and then homeboy be like, all right, look, I got it. It's laced with XYZ, and I do it for $6.50.
Right. But I just, you remember that song back in the day, I got 5 on it. Well, now it's I got 5 plus $2 for sales tax. Plus $2 for sales tax. I don't think it'll go with the beat. Like, that 4-4 measure just ain't gonna hit the right way.
Oh, it will not. I got 5 the quarter. Oh my goodness.
You want to hear my first one from NC?
Yeah, go ahead. All
right. Well, I got NC General Statute 1412.10, and it says it's illegal, pure T illegal, to hold meetings or demonstrations while wearing masks or hoods. In North Carolina. I mean, that's a good thing. You know where your brain goes. The first thing.
COVID.
But like the first thing,
no, KKK.
Right. That was the first thing. Now, the second thing that I thought of was very interesting. You know what the second thing I thought of? Set it off.
You know what?
Like, you can't have meetings and then go, rob.
Can you imagine stopping? Like, I can imagine the worst buddy cop movie, like Barney Fife type cop stopping somebody. Hey, you cannot get together and meet and have those masks, and dollars just be flying out the sacks everywhere.
Well, you remember, was it Bad Boys 1 or whatever? Remember Martin stumbled upon a Ku Klux Klan meeting or something like that?
No, that was Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 2. Okay. I knew it was 1 or 2 or whatnot.
Yeah.
You remember he stumbled onto it?
That was in the beginning of the movie. He just told me they infiltrated it. Yep.
Right. It'll be something like that, except you're getting arrested at the end.
Oh my God.
Like that's how I
Okay.
pictured it would go down. So
Oh my God.
yeah.
So you know what the thing? Could you imagine that law was enforced, but like they ain't finna stop the KKK? But okay.
Mask police.
Then someone be like, I need it for my medical. I need it for my
They
medical.
just hang out
All
at Party City and all these other costumes. Like, what you need that mask for? You having meetings?
right.
They go undercover at Party City. They're like employee trying to get invited to all these parties. A masquerade. Oh no. Masquerades are illegal here, sir.
Eyes wide shut in that
Yeah,
some gun.
exactly. Cruel
Oh my
intentions.
goodness,
What?
bruh. All right, so my next one is North Carolina General Statute 14-79. This was a good one.
Oh,
Stealing over $1,000 of grease is a Class H felony.
grease?
Kitchen
Like
grease
you mean like the kind you
from a
put in
restaurant.
hair, or like the kind you
Mm-mm.
cook
From a
pigs in?
restaurant. From a restaurant.
Wow. Okay. I got kind
And
of okay.
because people will take and use this stuff for all kinds of drugs and all kinds of projects and
I mean, there are a
yeah.
lot of pig pickings around here. I imagine there's a lot of swipies. Yeah, it was rampant
I
probably back in the day.
I just don't want to know.
But where did they get the $1,000? Like, why is it like why isn't it like $500? $500 in Greece is a lot. Why is
I'm
it a
trying to
thousand?
imagine what $1,000 of grease looks like. And like, how long does it take to collect $1,000
thousand
worth of
dollars in
grease?
Greece. Like you got to
Like,
have a
how
3-man crew. You can't
Heavy.
do it by yourself. Or 3-man or a dolly at least, right?
That's more than a dollar. That's a truckload.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's a lot of grease.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it makes you wonder, like, what does that look like? Like, what does $1 worth of grease look like? And then multiply that by 1,000.
And is there a black grease market? I'm just saying, you gotta sell. You not cooking with that much. Like that's like generations worth of grease. You know what I
like,
mean? Like you're not
like,
cooking
how
with
do
that. You
you?
gotta sell it, right?
What exactly? Like, how do you put a price tag on used grease?
Right. Like what? Why? Like, hey, different
Oh
strokes,
my
different folks,
god!
right? All right.
Oh my
So
goodness!
mine.
Oh my
Hey, it
goodness!
gets even better, buddy.
All
Mine
right.
is a North Carolina General Statute 14293. It is
Okay.
illegal to serve alcohol at a bingo game. You know how wild them bingo games get when they on that red wine?
He did do the UB40. Oh my god!
You did your bumper clad. You talking about it? No, that's a no. That's a no. That's a no. That's a bingo. They just tear up the whole place. I'm telling you, the bingo games get wild in North
The
Carolina,
big boy.
man. They
Oh
get
my,
wild in North
like,
Carolina.
and you know, and I ain't gonna lie though, people get mad at that bingo. Like, people get on, they turn into a whole different beast when you people be getting upset when they playing bingo and the stakes ain't even that high. Like, you getting them birthday party prizes. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? People get upset when they playing bingo, and I can imagine you have some good prizes and add a little bit of alcohol in that. Man, that is YouTube worthy. I would love to see that one time.
I'm saying if this channel doesn't work out, maybe we push some legislation, get that right off the book, or maybe we
We ain't
go.
got to do it all. We ain't got to do it. Look, we just go to Virginia.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Or either we go to Virginia, just host some bingo games and film them, and film them. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, they call
I
it
just
drunk
saw the
bingo.
I just saw the preview for what is it? pop celebrity or yeah, celebrity Jeopardy. No, it's not
Uh-huh.
celebrity Jeopardy. It's like pop culture Jeopardy or whatever. It's this
Okay.
new style of Jeopardy. So
All
yeah,
right.
I believe Bounce House Bingo will be a
Bounce
smash
House
hit.
Bingo. I like that.
Yeah, we do it
Bounce
like Ed
House
McMahon
Bingo.
come up in there. I'm not Ed McMahon. What's his name? What's your boy from WWF? McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
Oh,
Yeah,
every
he
man
come up
don't
in there.
exist. Every man don't exist. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
But Vince come up out, you do like a Vince McMahon, are you ready to bingo? It's just fireworks behind you. Do it
Oh
up real
no,
big.
no, you get Stone Cold Steve Austin to do that one. That would be
He cracking open beers and stuff.
You know what though? I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Just side note, side note. You got to give Stone Cold Steve Austin was one of my favorite wrestlers, and you got to give it credit. This dude literally had the plug when it came to beer. He could literally hold up his hand, and the beer would come flying out from
Flying out.
anywhere.
Yeah, people would bring it and toss it
Yes,
to
that's what
him
I'm saying.
at one point. It's like,
Exactly. Like
hey,
this
you got a
dude
little bit.
literally, he had an unlimited beer supply at the height of his career.
And speaking of Austin, didn't you have one out of Texas?
Right, right. Talk about this stuff. It just writes
Hey,
itself.
bro, you set it up like Kobe. I just slam it down like Shaq.
Yeah, right, right. Hey, we're gonna put the ball in the hole. Put the ball in the hoop. We're gonna make it go.
I'm better at free throws though.
Check this out. It is
Oh,
this
oh, oh,
is
oh, it's funny though. You kind of light skin like Kobe, and I'm dark skin like.
right,
Let's just
right,
yeah, keep going, keep going. What
right.
Texas? Go ahead.
Oh my God. Only in Texas. You would think this would be you would think this would be a Florida thing,
I
but
know, right?
this is in Texas. It says it is illegal to sell one's eye.
Okay.
I'm gonna read this. I specifically wanted
Wait a
to
minute.
read this out.
Wait
Yes,
a
it
minute.
is illegal. Check this out. In Texas, it is illegal to sell one's eye. This is part of broader laws that regulate the sale and transfer of human organs and tissues. For some reason, the eyeball is a part. They selling eyeballs in Texas.
But they like
Texas, like
right, like I like. Okay, here's the thing. It's sort of like okay, I get that, but you know, getting the eye and putting it in someone else, like
it
why
says,
not? Why isn't it like the heart? Or like it just seems like those or a liver or something. It seems like those you would have more of a market for selling those. Like there is a black market for those, but why would you
I,
sell why?
I guess there may be a market for some eyeballs.
But but
I,
but the
I
chance
mean, they sell
you
everything else.
but like the chance of you attaching it and it working, like I don't.
That's a heck of a surgeon.
It's more than that. It's your body might reject it, and I mean, there's a whole bunch of factors that go in.
I mean, you got some dude named Peanut out here with he wanted a green eye. And he said, get me one. He
Heck,
had the money. I mean, maybe let's look at it. Maybe he didn't want a glass eye. And he was like, give me
you
a
want the
green
real
eye.
deal?
Yeah, he's I like mine to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, his buddy said, look, you can get a patch and look like Slick Rick.
Yeah, do that or Nick Fury.
No, Nick Fury, you know what I'm saying? He like, I don't want a patch. I want a green eyeball.
He's like, I gotta be me.
Exactly. And meanwhile, his other eye is blue. He's just out here looking like two-tone. Two-tone
Right.
Sammy.
Oh man.
Oh, two-tone
Well,
Tex.
if you go a little bit over to the right of
To the
them,
right, a
to the
little
right,
east.
a little
A little east, but
to
still
the
southern.
south, to the south right of them, it gets a little crazier because
Uh-huh.
mine comes straight out of Louisiana.
Hmm.
There is a law that limits mourners at a wake to eating no more than 3 sandwiches. So that means if you're at a wake, you see some finger food sandwiches or something like that, it's laying out on the table, you better not take more than 3. That's your limit. 3. Don't matter if they're different kinds. Don't matter if it's cold cuts on this one and veggies on this one and barbecue on this one. You get to that 4th one, it don't matter what it is. You better not touch
it. Teacher, I have a question.
Better not touch it. What?
Wait, how you get a? I would love to look. We know that all laws get made because of some
commitments of lawmakers sitting down and talking about this.
Well, how did
they come up with 3?
How did 3 become the max first and foremost? And what was the straw that broke the camel's hump at 3? Like I'm like,
went crazy
died?
at Cletus's wake, and they won't have this.
Who died? And they was at the wake. And not only that, how many people actually broke the law?
How did they plan on enforcing this when people die every day? Just go around the wakes and be like, just spying on people. You slamming them up against the table on that 4th one. I mean, you put the sling in the cuffs on them. Like, how did you plan on enforcing this?
I'm talking about it in the earpiece. All right, look. Hey, Sam ate 2 sandwiches on the lookout.
Is there somebody walking around with a sandwich count? Because I would love to see that right now in the digital era. Walking around just clocking people. Oh, they right there at 3.5.
Let me walk around with the clicker.
Just click, 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 click.
Oh my God. What do they do? Sign for the sandwich? Or do they do like they do in the hotels during the happy hour? When you get the ticket, they got the slash off for the amount. Like, all right, look, bro, you'd have had your 3 sandwich max. You done for the hour.
And more importantly, can this be solved just by going to the gas station and buying those packaged sandwiches and laying them out there?
And you get 3 in the bag.
But I tell you what, if there, you know how Trump got Space Force and all that stuff, if they make a funeral force, hey, we on it.
Oh my goodness.
We are on it. I want the body cam footage and everything. I'm chasing people down in the wheelchair. I don't care. That's 4 sandwiches.
I can see it now. You ain't even have to you're not gonna have to use the arm power. They gonna put a motor on your joint and put a light on the back.
I come sliding in. I come sliding. That's number 4, sir. I'm gonna have to slap them cuffs on real quick.
And look,
that's 4.
Look, the cool thing is I had them put some pedals on the back so I can hop on the back and you burn rubber and go scared. It'd be like,
we come in like, oh, here it is. Here it is. We come sliding in like chips. Remember that show?
With the theme song and everything. And to catch different angles of the bike. You catch the feet. You catch the wheel.
Right
and then you catch the light going like this. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, man. The funny thing is, it's not only that, the catching of the person, but the audacity that you have to approach me about my sandwich eating.
Dude, you doing a perp walk for eating too many sandwiches? Like the same thing murderers get. You do a perp walk for eating too many sandwiches?
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
When
people not make it in this world. He wouldn't make it in Louisiana.
Oh my God.
He ain't making it in Louisiana.
Oh my goodness. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday. like what does the jail books look like on that? Like how does that look in the oh my gosh. Like how do you log that in, book them, Dano? Like what are you in for? Man, all I did was eat some sandwiches. Bruh. Can you imagine someone from out of town? Like, can you imagine someone from out of town and they're like they're there for 1 day and end up being in jail for like 3? Like, what is the penalty for that?
Brother, I don't know if you got one, but in Johnston County, we have this little newspaper. And it's called the Slammer, and you can like see who got locked up on the weekend. Dude, could you
It's
imagine
on the
being in
weekend.
there, being on
Oh
there eating
gosh.
too many sandwiches at a wake? Dude, your grandma would light you up.
No, your grandma would be in there.
You ate food sandwiches at a wake. I love
Yo,
you better than that. I'm
no, the
telling
thing
you,
is in my
light you
town.
up.
No, the thing is in my town, what happens because I don't think you've ever been to Roxborough,
Oh yeah, I've
but
been.
you've been to
Yeah.
Roxborough? Okay, cool. So you know it's a very small town.
Yeah. Well, it's bigger
Okay.
than micro, so the home, it ain't that small.
Well, it's it's not that small. However, it used to happen. It hasn't happened in a good little while, but it's happened multiple times where we would have these like major drug stings
Uh-huh.
where they would like entice a bunch of people to come to this place and they would arrest a bunch of people for drug possession and stuff like that, and they would like put everybody's picture in the paper.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is you would see like repeat offenders all lined up, and we would just be sitting there looking at the paper like, come on, you knew
Hmm.
it was going to be a sting. Yeah, ain't no way in Roxborough, it was going to
Yeah.
be a sting because the town is so small and everybody knows each other. Like, and then you laugh at the folk for being caught up in the paper like 3, 4 times, and it's the same type
It's
of
on
sting. They
you.
just
Yep.
rename it.
It's on you. You done
You know what
done.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like I'm just imagining that with sandwiches, though.
Repeat offenders.
Ah, and you know it's gonna be one dude in the mug shop with a piece of the ham, like.
Like we label him the funeral crasher. The funeral crasher.
Oh, throw him in the ham
So
slammer.
we talk about these silly laws, but there is something to this, like them
Yes, it
trying
is.
to change these civil rights laws and then having these silly laws on the books. And then I was thinking one little scary fact is there are laws that haven't been made that should
Hmm.
be
Yes.
definitely, especially as fast as we can, because yes, while we have a hard time
Mm.
with the issue of guns,
Yes.
there is a much bigger issue on the rise because there's a much bigger wild wild west when it comes to 3D printed guns.
Hmm.
Now,
Yes.
I know that you and I had discussed and you had brought up a point about a myth. What was that again?
Oh, the myth was about the massive gun flow into the US and how, but we're actually the major gun supplier.
Right,
No,
like
and digging back into the memory bank, go to episode 2.
mhm,
Right? Wayne's
right.
were excellent. Right. When we talked about was
That
it the Rod of Iron
iron rod
Church? Yeah.
church.
Iron Rod, Rod of Iron Church,
The rod of
whatever.
iron, yeah, I think that's what, yeah.
That particular church, they love guns. They worship with their AR-15s, but the second king's brother is a very premier gun maker
Right.
and supplier of their guns, but also to other countries. And he's just one of many major gun manufacturers in this country. So
And I was gonna say, I'm glad you
there's
brought up that myth because that was a
mhm,
campaign thing that I didn't quite understand because I mean
mhm,
just simple fact. Out of all the countries, we like Germans do really well at making cars. We make guns like nobody's business. We got the best. So it doesn't really make sense that a massive amount of guns flow into the US when we're
mhm,
the ones that make the best guns all of the world. It makes more sense
mhm.
that yeah, those flow out and into other countries, which is why some countries are pissed at us and our gun culture because
Well, not
they're the
only
people
that,
with guns.
well, and you know what's funny about it, before we move on to the next point of this, it lends to the fact of why we have such an issue with our mass shootings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Does.
In this country, with I would say the obsession with
Yeah.
our firearms.
Yeah, we are.
And we're not, and I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just against the worship in a lot of ways of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll put that.
Exactly.
And don't be mistaken. People put guns well before they put God. Like,
Exactly.
because at its basis, I mean, God doesn't want you to kill anything.
No, thou
Period.
shalt not murder.
Period.
That's in the Ten
So
Commandments.
so that and you having a weapon that does that
Hmm.
automatically goes against it. But I'm not trying to bash gun owners or anything. I'm all right with
Exactly.
you owning a gun and everything. I'm fine with that. I have no issue
Yeah.
with that. But what's real scary is as we move into that next chapter, there are 3D printed guns. We're not at the
Hmm.
level where there's gonna be like an AR-15. Yeah,
Hmm.
you can where you can buy parts. You can
Hmm.
3D print certain parts and add it to an
Yeah.
AR-15.
Yeah.
Therefore, you can buy these parts and assemble a gun. But as they were talking about, there are certain components that overheat and that are being reused that right
Uh-huh.
now, as it stands, the plastic version or the 3D printed
Hmm.
version can't uphold.
It's yeah, it
It
doesn't
won't
last.
last. But
Yeah.
as everything else in this world, there's a first generation and then there's
Yeah, the second
generation
generation,
10
then there's a
where it
third. Yep.
is like that. There
Yeah.
is going to be a day where
Hmm.
AR-15 is fully plastic, fully
Hmm.
undetectable, and you can have
Hmm.
plastic bullets. The
Exactly.
key, the key for me and the fight
Hmm.
that's actually going on right now is between lawmakers and gun designers who with 3D printing, like they were explained, you need the design. And like they were
Hmm.
saying, the issue is you how do you, since it's not a actual physical thing and it's a
Hmm.
design, much like a recipe, I can give you
Uh-huh.
a recipe to a gumbo,
Hmm.
but you could still change it and make it, and it's just
Uh-huh.
a recipe. Then you can't really say this is the thing
This is
that's
the gun.
dangerous,
Hmm.
therefore we want to label it. So
Exactly.
you can print a gun without a serial number or anything,
Uh-huh.
knowing that they could put a serial number in the coding so that when
Yep.
it prints out, it's going to print
You
out
can
with
have
a serial
uh-huh.
number engraved.
The thing is though, but what's stopping that from just being melted in acid?
Well, you
What's stopping
can
that?
the
Yeah,
same.
you know
It's
what
the
I'm
same,
saying?
but it's the same thing as our regular guns. Like now they're
True.
etched, and you can melt them
Hmm.
with acid, or you can foul
Yeah.
them down. But that's an extra charge also
Yeah,
for
it is.
doing so when
Yeah.
they catch you. So
Yeah.
it's not saying that, oh, that's the
Hmm.
fix, but that's also an added extra aggravated charge to doing so
Hmm.
when you do it.
Yeah.
So
When
there's
you
the
get caught.
deterrent to doing so. But what they're saying is you're getting ready to make a gun that eventually will be, well, those plastic guns are not detectable already.
Yeah.
But I'm
Well,
talking
you know
about
what,
standardized like 9 millimeter
yeah.
that's fully
Hmm.
undetectable,
Fully, yeah,
and the
exactly.
bullets
Through in and
are
throughout. Yep.
aren't even metal,
Yeah.
so
Every
you got it.
component is 3D printed. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember
What
what
I
is it, X-Men? You remember
X-Men, it
X-Men when
was
he had
X-Men
that
2. It was
with
X-Men 2 when they
yeah,
had
with
Magneto.
Magneto,
I
he
was
had the
yeah, when they had
gun,
Magneto in fully plastic encased of
right, he
plastic.
had full
Everything they had
plastic.
was plastic.
Yep.
And you know, the thing that I like about that clip is that which I think rules which helps these things from not being printed fully right now is the confusion on what's a receiver. And I
Right.
like that is that it's totally it's right now it's like it's whatever they want to be the
Be the
receiver
receiver.
that at the time they should show choose. So as long as that the moving of those goalposts keep happening, which I
Happening.
think that's a good thing to keep it in flux and there's no standardization, then it kind of it keeps things in that type of flux and confusion to where
It
it
keeps
just
it in
makes
the
it hard.
it keeps it in
Yeah.
the net, but that like I
And
just think the net is
it's only gonna
it's too
hold,
wide.
yeah,
It needs
it
to be
is,
a
and
little
it's only
tighter,
gonna hold for,
you know?
but it's only gonna hold for so long, and I get that.
Yeah.
But
But
for
then
right now, but what the hope, and what the hope is this, the hope is that really, the hope is because we already can make our own guns. There's no law
yeah,
against it making
yeah.
one.
There's no law against
The
you
the
can make your own gun
problem
from scratch.
is, yeah, the problem is that someone wants to be smart enough to make it, and you're gonna end up being like the eraser and having them aluminum rounds, and having a fully automated machine that can make a fully 3D printed gun and then corner the market and then make $1 bazillion. Because then if that happens, oh,
And we've got AI now. So you got the power AI thinking about these things, or people gonna put this in
yeah,
AI to
to help
think
it
about these
process
things.
along. Yep.
Right. And so it's gonna speed up everything we're used to. It's not gonna take 30 years to get here.
Nah,
It,
probably
it,
about a
it
six to
might take
ten.
10, 15, right?
Yeah, yeah,
10,
six to
15 is
10,
going to be cut
15.
in half. I mean, even look
Mm-hmm.
at like non-lethal options.
Mm-hmm.
I recently discovered I knew that there were rubber bullets and pepper bullets, but I didn't know we had gotten to the point where you could put them in an AR, and them things are extremely accurate and highly effective.
I
And
did
so,
not know about that.
yeah,
I knew about handguns, and then like the bean bags,
yeah, like beanbag shotguns
for the
and stuff like
shotguns,
that.
yeah. But
And then
the
I
AR,
discovered that there are, you can make them at home, or you can actually buy pepper grenades, like for that'll shoot out, pepper spray clouds and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, why aren't the police using this as the first option? Like, I mean, even if you're getting bullets thrown at
Hmm.
you, like these are still highly effective. It's just as
Yeah,
effective as a bullet. It will
it
take you
is.
out. Just like I've seen, like
Yeah,
go on YouTube and look at the
yeah,
beanbag shotgun. Man, that thing will
yeah.
put you down so quick.
Think it won't. It
Like,
will light
right,
you
it will
up,
light
but it's
you up.
non-lethal. Yeah.
Yeah, and same applies for that AR with the rubber bullet.
Hmm.
You don't want.
Hmm.
I remember getting, like, we used to have Daisy, like in the country. We just
Yeah,
did
all
we had
them
the
BB
little
guns.
Daisy with the little
Yeah.
yellow and the yellow plastic ones, and then you had
Uh.
the
Hmm.
silver metal ones. But even those yellow
Hmm.
plastic ones, them things hurt.
Things hurt. Yep.
don't know I don't know where you grew up, but those things hurt. Now imagine
I
that
got hit. I got
on
hit one time with a BB. Them old metal BB guns. Woo.
Yeah, the metal ones hurt
Yeah,
too.
buddy.
Just imagine that on the umpteenth level, like on the Mega Marvel level, coming at you in the style of an AR-15. Like, yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
but
Mm-mm.
it's going to subdue versus
It's gonna, yeah, it's gonna dispatch you.
right. Like
Oh
whatever
yeah.
happened to I'm a huge investigative nut. Like any investigative show.
Hmm.
When I was little, I used to watch Angela Lansbury, Murder She Wrote, and
Oh wow, that's a deep cut. Yeah.
I got hooked. This was a everyday, regular, Joe
Hmm.
Schmo who was solving crimes and using
Hmm.
her natural known skill to help other
Hmm.
people in the community. Yes,
Yep.
sign me up. And so my thing is now, Chicago PD and all that stuff. I'm like, why aren't
Hmm.
we using this to combat this? We've gotten to the point now. We know this stuff is highly effective.
Yes.
Why not utilize it? And I
Mm.
mean, our army,
Well,
come on, we got drones. We use way more drones. You're about to see a shake up in our army. We're gonna reduce our physical force, especially when you start getting into robots. Hey,
well, it's like I
it's
said,
inevitable.
like I said, Skynet.
Right. It's like, and we might not
We
see
might
it,
not
but
see
those
it.
future generations are certainly going to see a military force made out of is some
Yeah,
kind of metal and synthetics. You see it
yeah,
now. That's what drones are.
yeah,
They
exactly.
have the robo dogs that carry measures and have
Exactly.
guns strapped to them.
Uh-huh.
You can
Exactly.
control a robo
Bombs,
dog from
whatever.
1,000 miles away, play it like
Exactly.
a video game.
Hmm. And I play that all the
Oh,
time. Let me play it during.
it'd be a
Let me
real
get a
life
robo
video game.
dog. Shoot.
Right.
Let me get a robo dog. I'd be like, come on, Ruffle, let's go blow some stuff up. Boom, boom, boom.
Maybe that's a video game we need to make, Robo Dogs.
It will sell. I mean, insert it would sell.
It'd be like that
Put it
one,
on Nintendo.
that one on Transformers. You remember what was it? Transformers
Um,
2? Where they had that
yeah,
dog just come
yeah,
out of that truck and
yeah,
start rolling around. I was
yeah,
like, yo,
yeah.
you cannot
Telling
combat
you.
that. A metal dog, yeah,
Yeah,
that's game over. That's game
exactly.
over.
And he don't feel no pain.
I
Man,
said,
come on.
that is game over.
I forgot his name too, because he was a
I
cool little
forgot
mutt.
too, but that is
Heck
game over.
yeah.
So,
Telling you.
but there's those type of stuff. It really is the wild, wild west. And the bad thing,
Yes.
those designs, you're trying to get manufacturers to do it.
Yes.
But think about this. When we were in school, I went to school for audio production and web design. They taught us Dreamweaver, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Now any Joe Blow can drag and drop. We were learning how
Yep.
to build websites, the back end,
Mm-hmm.
and all this coding and stuff. Now it's drag and drop.
And
So if
it's,
there's a gun manufacturer out there that can make these designs, don't you think people like us are gonna be hungry enough to want to the point that
to,
they're gonna make their
yep.
own designs, their own styles, they're gonna put them out so that other people can buy them and they might not be a regulated source.
And then you introduce the aspects of Chat GPT and all these AI tools, and all they got to do
They
is, I
don't
mean,
It
literally,
ain't got to
all
be a
you have
rocket
to do
science.
is punch in with your wildest imagination, gun blueprints from Smith and Wesson
Or
mixed
what you know.
with
Maybe you
da da
know a
da da da
little
da
bit
da. Da.
about that,
That's it. And
and you
a
punch
little
it
bit of
in.
chemistry, a little bit of alchemy, a little bit of metallurgy. I mean, I work with I work in the safety shoe market, and um
They're counterfeits
this
all the time. I
so
know. You got to
yeah, I work.
combat that.
Yeah, not only that, but with the safety shoe market, you have steel toe, composites, and nano toe, alloy, aluminum. So you have all these, and
They're different designs.
they're different design, but they all do the same thing. They
Same.
all protect the toes, but they're made lighter. They're made of
Yep.
these different carbon fiber. I mean,
And
I
that's the
before,
shoe game over years,
yeah,
right? Because it's an
yeah.
industry. Well, guns are an industry. Now we're in the
Hmm.
digital design of that gun industry. And I know
Exactly.
about business, there's a shelf life and that
Hmm.
kind of thing. It's almost endless because it keeps as it grows, it
Well,
expands.
see, and see now what you got to think about it. There was a case in point. So let's work backwards, right? We're gonna work backwards. We're talking about guns from a form of a 3D print. Well, we know that technology itself, something that comes out today, it's old in a matter
It's
of
old and
a week. In a
yup,
matter of a week to 2 weeks,
yup,
it's old tech
it's
wise,
old.
right?
Yup.
My friend, he's a photographer. King Troll, matter of fact, who we was talking about earlier. He's a photographer, and he'll tell me about Sony dropping a camera, like, and within the next month they drop a new camera,
Done.
and that tech
Yup.
is old, done.
Some kind
And
of
I'm like,
update.
really? You know what I'm saying? New camera, everything, like they're done away with that design. And so, but then if you go back to way back, there was, I think it was a French rifle that was made
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
hundreds of
Yeah,
years ago, and
yeah.
it was a
I know what you're talking about.
handmade rifle, and the owner said you have to fire it a couple of times, and it's gonna backfire on you.
Yep.
Um, um, it's gonna backfire when you first fire it a few times, because the parts, because of the way it is made, the parts have to marry to one another on the inside before it actually becomes cohesive and becomes a
It's
premium firearm.
essentially they just had to warm when those
It,
parts got warm, they got closer together and
uh-huh,
worked better. It was slicker. It was heated.
exactly.
There was
And it
the
became
powder and all
cohesive.
that stuff worked better. Yeah.
Yep, it became cohesive, and once it married, it
It,
finished up being together, and that was all it was. That was the finished product.
yeah.
It had to backfire, it had to fire, it had to finish up the melding process to really come together. And once it did that, you didn't have a problem out of going for it for years to
It
come.
changed the whole game on how we do rifles. Yeah.
Exactly. So you look
It
you
actually gave
look
birth
at
to the automatic
there you
right.
go.
So yeah.
There you go. So you look at those things and going and now Back to the Future, haha, the movie reference from the 80s. Back to the Future, going forward, it's just gonna right now, yes, the 3D guns, they all look like toys. They look
Right.
like something like
But
some
this
kind of
is the
weird
time we
tool.
need to be
But
making laws, right?
exactly before it gets out of hand. One of them honorable mentions back to the wacky laws in Georgia. It talks about that it's illegal to have an ice cream cone in your back pocket.
Yes, yeah. Who was doing that's not even functional. Like you know how many times I would forget and sit down on it? Like
Exactly,
why would you do it
and
dripping on your butt?
because there was a way to steal horses because they knew horses like the treat, and it was a way to stand in front of a horse with a treat and have the horse to follow you with the ice cream cone in your back pocket.
But that's
So,
a dead giveaway. Like you start walking away, the horse starts walking
uh-huh,
away. I can see it's dribbling
yep,
down you, and I
yep,
don't, I'm not trying to
uh-huh,
look, but it's dribbling down
yep,
your buttocks. So
yep,
like why? Like I don't get
exactly.
it. I can stop you right now. Stop. I would
Exactly.
knock you out. Stop trying to steal my horse. You know?
Oh my
You know?
goodness. So,
Or why not
but
a carrot? Or I mean, that seems more
okay.
slick or sly or spy-ish, you know?
Maybe horses like the sweet stuff. They do. Well, horses do like sugar cubes. They like the sweet stuff. So, ice cream cones do it.
Well, why put it in
Horse.
your back pocket if you're gonna do it? Just hold it in your hand. What's the
How
difference?
did you? Well, how did you? Well, you got to be inconspicuous when you're stealing something,
That's not it. It's melting and I mean, there's a big puddle going down the side of your leg.
especially in Georgia, right?
Right. Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia.
Georgia. I know. Every time it's said, that's my song that pops in my head. That and I see Childish Gambino with the the TV show. I see the little
Atlanta.
marquee. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
the marquee.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, speaking of which, one thing we can't lose sight of is right here at home. And I
In
want to
our
thank
own
Chris.
West. Yeah,
Yeah,
in
and
our own West.
our own Western region.
Yes.
Yes, I wanted to thank Chris because he reminded me, and it had rattled around and it popped up in my head, but I kind of forgot it. And he's made mention, and I was like, "Great minds think alike." Yes, thank
Yes.
you. We need to once again tell you that our Western North Carolina is still hurting.
Yes.
So, Chris,
Yes.
what was that the place that you had found that people should
Uh it
maybe
was uh
donate to?
it was Project Hope. It was
Project
Project
Hope. That's
Hope,
right. And that's on the
it was
screen right now.
yeah, projecthope.org.
Yep.
And we also don't want to forget our animal friends with the Asheville Humane Society as well.
That's right.
Because especially now it is cold in North Carolina,
Right.
surprisingly.
It was
And
27.
people,
It was 27, 37 last night. Yeah, it cold.
yes,
It cold.
it's and I'm surprised by it because it hasn't been cold like this in a very long time. And this is probably the worst time for it to be cold like this with such devastation that happened in our state.
Still
So
displaced, people still out of their homes, living
um
in shelters and centers, and the hawk is
yeah,
out.
The Hawk is out.
Yeah.
The Hawk is out. And I had brought it up because of like we did it for our first episode, and I say, I don't want to just seem like we just want to get attention,
Right.
but it's something we need to. It's still going on. It's still happening, and the situation hasn't been fixed. And unfortunately, there have been some political issues that Governor Cooper had to veto some stuff to bring in the Biblatics side, and Governor Cooper had to veto some stuff because he was like, y'all trying to move money around and
Right.
acting like it was for the West, and you just trying to move some money around, shift some power going on and do some stuff. So
that was courtesy. Let's always give credit. That was courtesy of those Republicans that are here trying to move those funds around and not help the people of Western North Carolina. Give credit where
Exactly.
credit's due, because they certainly would do that to us. So yeah.
Bam. Exactly.
Thank you, Governor Cooper, for saving those people of Western North Carolina.
Exactly. And so
I hope
thanks for
Josh
the
will do the
lookout.
same. Stick up for people.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to do as well. And not to make Western North Carolina of any political issue.
Right.
We just want to highlight that, look, we, with our little small corner of the world on YouTube, what we can do is highlight that, hey, Western North Carolina needs help.
Yep.
Straight up.
For real. Still.
But look, let's close this thing out, man.
Yeah, positive note time.
Right? Let's all pray. Father, we just thank you for your many blessings. We pray, Father, that everyone under the sounds of our voices will hear our hearts, will see the need to be helpful, will see the need to have good conversation, good fruitful conversation. We pray that all will come to find that Jesus Christ is the way, as we have outlined throughout our shows. And in the midst of all the conversation, look, we love to have fun. We love to talk about things that are germane to us, things that are not germane to us. We just have a good time with merriment and joy, and we love you, Lord, above it all. We just give thanks for the many blessings that you have blessed us to enjoy, and we just give thanks, and we pray that everyone would be blessed this day and many days going forward. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
We ain't looking back. Ruthless rulers fall just like ancient times. Faith in politics, we the perfect rhymes.